Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Motivate Abundance. And this is going to be part one of my journey to moving to Florida. So I hope you guys enjoy. I have a note card. So if I keep looking down, I need this note card so that I can be on track with, what I need to say and so that you guys can flow with the story. So here we go. I hope you guys enjoy story time. All right. So, first thing first, my dream has always been to move to Florida, right? I never knew how I was going to get there or when I was going to get there. I just knew that I wanted to move to Florida and that's where I was going to, end up in Florida. So, I want to say my journey, to getting there has been like really rocky and shaky before I developed my mindset of being positive, of just, manifesting who I am. I'm stepping into my true power of, you know, my higher self. So, that being said, I had to, do a lot of self awareness and really um, own in on who I am as a person and how I wanted to be, viewed as a person. So that all played, a big thing in my journey. So basically, it started off with self awareness. Self awareness was the first thing that really helped me to make my dream to become this reality that I live in now, moving to Florida. And what I have to share with you is that in order for you to move and to do what it is you want to do, you really have to, you know, focus on what you want, focus on yourself, focus on your mindset. And your growth mindset is that. And if you don't remember what growth mindset is, you could check out my previous videos when I talked about the fixed and growth mindset. But basically, I want to say it started about 3 years ago where I started really, focusing on self awareness. Self awareness was like the main thing for me at the moment, and just learning myself, learning what I really wanted for myself, learning how I wanted to show up in this world, and by figuring that out, it kind of led me into, you know, being the best version of myself. And through those years, I've really worked on mastering myself. I learned self awareness. I learned how to develop a growth mindset. I learned how to build a business, to launch my business, and just do everything that I really wanted to do. Just by having that growth mindset and just by really believing in myself to do it. So that was the number one key that helped me to be where I'm at today. Um, so that being said, I'm going to move on to my journey about 2 years ago. And my journey about 2 years ago, I was at Anne Arundel Medical Center, and I met this guy. Well, this guy named Drew was working there, and like we connected so well on like just everything about him helping me um, to become the best version of myself, or just really helping me to dig deep of who I was as a person. And then like just those conversations kind of sparked something inside of me that really like helped me to shift my mindset to really go forward and make take actions on my goals and dreams. And I remember him mentioning something about being a traveler and you know working in this as a store processing technician. That's what I do right now. I'm a sterile processing technician, and I clean instruments for the OR, like clean, sterilize them, all of that. And this is the same job that I met him at. But this job also has travelers, which they can go all over the world, different states, and they can work at various hospitals for like 13 weeks, and they pay for your stipend, they pay for your living expenses and all of that. So he mentioned that to me, but like I said, I was focused on more of my business aspect and all of that stuff. So I just like kind of let that go over my head. And this is like 2 years into my self awareness journey. So I really wasn't focused on that at the moment. So it kind of shifted me to like just figuring out, what I wanted to do. And that was basically focusing on my business. So with my business, I just like kind of like I was still moving slow with my business. I did my first workshop kind of like after I got the mindset, probably like maybe a year, maybe no, I want to say 2 years after I started my business stuff. I ended up doing my first workshop, which was last year. So moving forward into this, I was still trying to figure out how and when I was gonna move. So along this journey, I just basically, say, okay, if I'm gonna move here, I gotta figure out, you know, what's the next plan. So, okay, moving forward about maybe a year, fast forward to when he, I actually remembered what he was telling me about the traveling thing. And another guy randomly came through. He didn't randomly come, but he came in. I want to say last year, probably like in October of last year, and he was basically telling me about traveling. Excuse me, telling me about traveling, like what I needed to do to travel. Because I was already certified, it would be easy for me to travel, and all of those sorts of things. And it kind of was like really clicked to me, like, okay, I remember Drew saying something to me about traveling, but now this guy just came here and just telling me about traveling. And mind you, we never really had travelers at our job. So let me tell you how like the universe will bring people in your life to push you and to give you, more, I guess, more feedback into whatever it is you want to do, or more support to do what it is you need to do. Like he was just, mind you, he only stayed at our job for like a month, and I really honestly believe that he was just there to just push me to really travel. He gave me his recruiter name, he told me all the ins and outs about traveling, and I said, okay, this must be my ticket to move to Florida, because what other way I'm gonna use the opportunity to move to Florida? This is my only opportunity. So I looked into traveling, and I reached back out to Drew, and by this time Drew was already back in Florida. He had came to Florida, so he's here now, but he's like maybe like 3 or 4 hours away. So I reached out to him before I came, like, hey Drew, this guy was telling me about traveling. I remember you mentioned it to me or whatever. What should I do? Like, what's the easiest way to do go here, move to Florida, because that's where I want to go and all this stuff. He was like, I was stressing about it, like, okay, when I get there, how I'm gonna take all my stuff? Am I gonna take a plane? All this stuff was coming up, and he was like, a plane? Why would you get a plane? You could just get on a train, pack all your stuff in the car, and get on the train and go. And I was like, well, what train? He was like, Amtrak train. So I looked up, the Amtrak train, and like how a bunch that cost and everything like that. So I said, okay, in order to make this trip real, I have to buy my ticket to go to Florida. So, I bought my ticket. Well, I was looking up my ticket and stuff like that. And I think around that time, I was, I think I didn't buy my ticket until January. So that after my workshop I did in September, I think it was like months after that I bought my ticket, to just to make it feel so real. So I bought my ticket. My ticket was only $600 to put everything in my car, and get on a train, get on the Amtrak train to move to Florida. And okay, so I bought my ticket, and the time that I bought my ticket, I had seen my brother. He works at, Safeway or whatever. I see my brother, And I was telling him that I was ready to move, and then what I was gonna do. He was very excited about it, really encouraging me just to see him happy about me moving forward and really doing. Everybody was really like, "Oh, how you gonna do that? You sure you want to? Is that what you want to do?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So, okay, I seen him that time, and then like the second time, it was closer to when I was moving. And let me tell you, I tell you, the universe, God works in my favor all the time. So my brother seen me the second time, and he was just like, "Hey, Sherelle, this is for you, for moving, to Florida, just a little something to, help you pay towards your ticket." Because I told him that I already got my ticket and how much my ticket was. So he gave me, $400 towards my ticket. And I was like, oh my goodness, like I didn't even have so the amount I really paid, I only paid really $200 for my ticket. So that's how like the universe and God works in my favor. So I got the ticket, and now right now it's solid. I'm moving. So I start to tell more people, that I'm moving, and I tell my mom and everybody that I'm moving, and it gets really real. Like, you're really gonna take your son and move out of state. You're not even gonna leave out your apartment that you live with your mom to go to a different apartment, like maybe in Glen Burnie or somewhere like that. No, you're really gonna take and move 17 hours away from everybody and go. And I'm like, yep. Yes, I got this. And I really wanted to do this because this was a gift to myself. I've been in school for various of things, as I went to school to be motivational speaker, take public speaking classes for my business. I've been to school, I feel like, for 5 years only to get my associate's degree. But that was something I was very, very proud of. I was very proud to get my associate's degree, because I said I can't stop school until I get this. This is another goal and dream that I always had. So I said, what better way to celebrate myself than to, move to Florida? That was my ticket. I mean, that was my, way of celebrating myself, to not only get my associate's degree, but also to move. So that's it. That's the part one of me actually setting in stone and to taking steps towards my goal to move to Florida. I have more of it because it gets a little crazy after I actually, um, get the ticket and ready to move out the door. Like, things really get hectic, and I'll tell you that in part two of my video. But thank you for tuning in. I hope I was very clear. I'm learning to articulate my words, and I'm been trying my best. So I hope it's a good story time. If not, I'll just keep doing it so I can practice. So thank you for listening to my story time. This Motivate Abundance. Thank you for tuning in. I'm tuning out.